What's up, guys? TheDevildogGamer here, and today we're talking about the War Thunder Naval and the thing I think could change it the most. War Thunder Naval has been pretty fun, but it lacks in a lot of things. We're still waiting for Bismarcks, Yamatos, Iowas, big battleships. We've kind of gotten to the stalemate of where the gameplay is basically hide behind an island and, you just lob shells over it, and taking out an aircraft is basically a death wish. And there's a lot of things that could possibly change with it. One of the things that I think could change with it is submarines. I think submarines would be an amazing addition to War Thunder. Now, this is a user mission made with the CDK that brings in submarines. You remember a while ago we had April Fools with modern day subs and sonar, and it was the coolest thing. And every time they do an April Fools event, I'm like, this is coming to the game. We still don't have subs. We have ships. That was an April Fool's event. But we don't have submarines. We're actually going to dump underwater ourselves. U-boats, subs would be a great addition to Naval. Not only would it be, great because, well, aircraft have depth charges. So you could have aircraft hunting submarines. You would have destroyers actually having to do sub-hunting instead of hiding behind islands, protecting the convoys that are on a lot of these missions. They'd have to go around and protect the convoys too. And, just the ability to kind of, you wouldn't be able to stationary. You wouldn't be able to be stationary. You would have to basically stay moving at all times. You wouldn't have to just go in the same path. You'd have to zigzag, move your shots. The gameplay right now is basically just hide behind an island and lob shells. If you had subs lurking around, you would have to move. You wouldn't have to be hiding behind these islands, using them as cover. You'd have to protect your convoys. It would change the gameplay. Now, many years ago, when they showed the first released ground forces, and this was many years ago, I went to an event with Fly Daily, Baron Von Games, where War Thunder had us out, and we drove around in World War II vehicles like Shermans and Stuarts and fired the guns and stuff in Texas for the release of it. I got to meet majority of the War Thunder team, the OGs, including Anton, the CEO. Now, at a bar later in that night, Anton and a few of us sat around and drank and talked about the Soviet Union, World War II and stuff, and I asked him, I said, now that you got ground vehicles, are you going to do naval? And he's like, I don't know, we're thinking about it. And this was well before World of Warships ever came out. And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, I want to do subs if we do naval, but I want to do them right. That just little note right there, I was like, okay, we're going to get subs eventually, but when? Right now, naval's really stagnant. Naval needs the development prowess of what ground forces and aircraft are getting. Push the envelope. We're up well into past the Cold War now for everything else, but naval's still lagging like World War I dreadnoughts, maybe some World War II stuff, but there's so much they could do with naval, with creating larger maps, enduring confrontation, that it just doesn't get the TLC. I think subs would be a great TLC, and not only that, would bring back kind of the prowess of naval. People would have to move. They would get their ships. They would have to go out and fight. They would have to play their class. These PT boats with, depth charges would have to go sub-hunting. The aircraft that you bring out, instead of going and trying to get into these destroyers and stuff, would have to dig around and look for subs. It would change the gameplay substantially, I think, personally. Because right now, naval is kind of running the way of sim battles for ground. It's going to be a forgotten game mode if they don't start really pushing the envelope with it, introducing new stuff. We're actually going to go up here. This user mission is actually pretty cool, but it's kind of a meld, with the old April Fool's event. I can't really get the sonar out. The torpedoes kind of work, but they also drop mines. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not what I think it is. I think World of Warships has put in a pretty good way to use subs. And you could almost do something similar for War Thunder, but more in a realistic way. Like, you have to fire torpedoes, periscope depth, maybe you have to, calculate the range and stuff like that, and if it moves, it resets. Kind of make it a little more spectacular. Okay, we're checking. We're getting ready to fire. And we're going to fire now. Fire torpedo 1. Torpedo away. Oh, we're gonna hit that convoy. He's gonna get smoked. No? Or no? There he goes. He's Dunskies. And we can even use the deck gun, dude. Bring out the deck gun. Let's fire the deck gun.
Battle stations, prepare to surface. Low ballast tanks.
Well, not really, apparently. Bring the deck gun over here and fire. I think subs would be awesome, man. I'm a huge fan of, like, the old school Silent Hunter U-boat and stuff. And it's one of the few things that I'm like, you know, we really kind of need subs in War Thunder. I think it would change how Naval is played traditionally. And that's kind of the problem, is the way Naval is played on some of these maps is the downfall of Naval. People are they don't play ships like you play ships. Like, they're not normal naval engagements. And I feel like that could be a huge changing face of, like, how Naval's played, is having subs lurking around. Of course, it's a lot of work, it seems like. I don't think that torpedo's gonna hit. We kind of have to eyeball this, to be honest. I have to bring it back up to see the path of this torpedo. No, I don't think that's gonna hit, but just in case, we're gonna fire another one. This guy is very, yeah, we're dropping mines everywhere right now. The second one's definitely gonna hit, for sure. It'll hit the bow. It's gonna hit the bow. It's gonna do it! Oh, barely.
20 meters.
And see, we can dive again. So having destroyers try to seek these things instead of, like, going and cap points, trying to find the subs. And you can kind of do it where you limit like, how many subs are in the match. Of course, you can't do, like, 10 subs a match. Maybe 2 subs a match you can bring out, limit, stuff like that. If you're going to bring a submarine in, you know, you are limited. You're limited to how many they can have out at a time. I think that would be a good way of balancing it. You know, if you have a sub in a lineup, you can't bring us, like, you die, you want to bring another one out, you can't bring it out until the other sub's are already dead. There's a bunch of ways you could balance this. They have the groundwork for this already. Because of the April Fool's event, the groundwork's already here. And I feel like they have the possibility of doing this. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't play Naval. And I don't blame you. Naval, right, it just needs TLC. Once Naval has some TLC and everybody kind of knows what they want to do with Naval, and, you know, they kind of get it a little better with bigger maps, I think it could revitalize the game mode quite a bit. Okay, we'll fire that torpedo and swing this one around. This is a great user mission, by the way. I enjoy the shit out of this. This is absolutely awesome. Oh, that's totally gonna miss. We tried, though. Or, like, being able to go to periscope depth and then being like, all right, you know, have your gunner sight the actual periscope, dude, would be just legit. That's gonna miss. That's absolutely gonna miss. I'll fire another one. Oh, yep, that one just barely missed. No? Oh my god, it just barely hit. Okay, let's get the deck gun out.
Battle stations, prepare to surface. Charge batteries.
I don't know why the deck gun's not working. Dude, that thing is going down hard. The other ship over there is listing like super hard. Dude, this view looks awesome. I'm just super down for subs, man. I'm super down for subs. But majority of the people I talk to don't play Naval, just because it's the gameplay on it is just terrible. It just needs some TLC, I feel like. We're almost there. Fire a torpedo. 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 Oh, we're out of torpedoes now. Now it's just mines, and that one's gonna miss. That one's gonna miss. But we tried. We absolutely tried. Oh, it didn't miss. So I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you think submarines would be a great addition to Naval? Do you think they would change the gameplay? What changes do you want to see to Naval? Naval needs work. We all know this. But what do you want to see from it? Let me know in the comments below, boys. I'll talk to you later. Peace.